Catherine. I'm just going to do my regular checks to make sure that everything is working here. I think we are good, but if you are here, if you could just let me know that you're here so that I can know everything is working and that you can see me. It always takes a little bit of time for me to make sure that everything is working, and I've been really good at getting everything not to work recently, so I thought might as well do a check as always. So last week we did this. I'm going to just, before we get started with this week's craft, I'm going to show you what we did last week. This is here. So we made this last week. And so this has been drying for a week, and sadly it is not dry yet. So all of this stuff, if I touch it, you can see that I just smudged that. It's on my finger. So this didn't work, but I did get some new paper, this holographic paper the other day, and so I'm going to try that out. Not today, don't get excited about that. I got to dry it out and I'm going to write it up and see how it goes. But that stuff maybe is good for this, maybe not, but I think it's my ink is the problem. So hello, Terry from Utah. And so that's last week's craft. Didn't work, sad news, but it still looks pretty. I wonder if I could do something with this and not waste it, but we'll see. So I have to apologize before we get started. It's been raining here for like 3 days, and it's going to rain for another 5 days, I think, and there's a lot of rain. And so my sump pump in the corner here will be going off like every 5 minutes and making lots of noise, but that stops my basement from flooding, so that's a bonus. So I apologize for that background noise. And so that is unfortunate, but that is kind of the case, and I can't really do anything about that. Although I do wish it stopped raining. So let's get this party started and start doing our fun stuff. All right, so funny thing, just before we get started here, I was talking to my husband the other day, and I showed him I'm making some new videos coming out for my vlog, for the YouTube channel, and I've changed the design that I use for my thumbnails, the little pictures that show the design, right, of what it is that I'm crafting. And so he saw my crafting Unscripted once. He's like, I can't read any of that. Those colors are terrible. So I'm gonna have to change the colors to the crafting Unscripted, because he said that my color selection is just off and it's hard to read. And so if that's the case and you agree with him, please let me know. And if it's not the case and you think it's okay and you can still read it, let me know as well, because I don't want to have to redo them, but I do want people to be able to read them, so that's the way it goes. So today I'm going to, let's see if I can do this. We bought some plants, not flowers, plants. So like spider plant and like a snake plant, those long things. And so I was hoping that the snake plants were going to be smaller to start off with, so I had a small pot, but that didn't work. So I got these big pots. Woo! Big pots. But they're kind of like, I'm sorry, the color's spot's bad here. The color is nice, but they're kind of just plain Jane boring. So we're going to make some designs to go on these. So that's today's craft. And so I'm just going to, that's what they look like. They're kind of big. They're like 8 inches long or so. And they're kind of squarish but roundish. So I'm going to do some designs, just like simple decal stuff that I can put on here. And my kids have named their plants, so I'm going to make name tags for them as well. We might do that during the live session, we might not, but plants need names at my house. So they're going to have plants. So the one plant is going to be Jessica, the other one is Jennifer, and the third one is Widow, because it's a spider plant and it's got to be like Black Widow from the movie. So my son wants it to be called Widow. So that's going to be a third one that we're doing. So we're going to, Terry, can you see and hear me? Just if you could just confirm that for me, because I haven't seen anyone else popping into chat here, and I worry that I'm missing in this space of the internet here. And I'm going to start to try to fix my screen here so that we can do some stuff. So we're going to open Cricut Design Space, maybe. There we go. Now we're going to open Cricut Design Space. And I've got a bit of a different layout today, so hopefully, yes, Terry, perfect, thank you. So hopefully we can, I can see what's happening on my screen, because when I do this layout with using my screen for like whatever it is that I do with it, I don't always get to see what's happening on my actual screen. So, but I can't have my cursor highlighted for this yet. I don't know how. There's a way, I'm sure, but it won't work today. So all we're going to do is we're going to make some like squigglies and some, let's do spiral. Oh no, that one's not free. We don't want not free. We want free. Why isn't this showing me if it's free or not? Well, let's edit this to make this free because we want free. That's a cute one. I don't want any of these flowers because those aren't going to help me. So I'm just going to look for some things here, maybe. Bacon. No bacon. I'm not sure how that spiral is. Oh, well, maybe we'll look at the free shapes here. We've got... We'll do some stars and some diamonds. I'm just kind of pulling in some shapes and images of whatever I kind of want. What we can do with this. Just something simple, nothing too crazy, but I just want to have like a design. What can I put in here that's not confetti? Just want some things that are like nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy, but just something that we can put on the back of our pots. And the idea is that I'm going to move these around on my screen in a second so that we can see what they are. But I just want to have some things that I can make this look pretty on the pots because they're kind of boring. I want something, some life on them. So if you are here today, we are going to be adding, sorry if you joined in a little bit late, we are going to be adding designs onto some flower pots because my flower pots are boring and I want something more on them. I don't know if I want flowers on them because that's kind of silly because they're already a flower pot. I don't see very many designs today that are catching my eye. Sometimes they take a little bit longer to find. And I didn't have a chance to search beforehand. I'll put this leaf. Well, maybe I'll put that leaf. We'll see if I can make that bigger. Okay, we're going to close this. Close this. Where's all this stuff? All right. Okay, I got a few of these squigglies. I'm going to copy these guys. I like these squigglies, so I'm going to make a few of these. And, whoa. And I'm going to move things around for a bit. I like this. I'm going to copy this. And I'll have a few of these. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is I might do, just bear with me for a second, I might do like a squiggly, some confetti, a squiggly. Maybe I want this guy the other way. Turn around. Can never find the right... All right, we're just going to flip you. We're going to flip these guys around. Maybe like that for the one side of my bucket. And I like that. I'm going to change these colors though. So we're going to go back to here for a second. This is the color of my bucket. So I'm thinking of doing like maybe a pink and a yellow for these. So like making this pink and these guys yellow. What do you think? Let me just pull up some pink and yellow here so that we can see what this looks like. I have 1,000 pieces of paper. Just bear with me. I gotta see what's going on here. So pink. I just saw you, pink. I've got pink here. So that kind of a pink. And then maybe this yellow. Yellow. I think those colors will look nice, kind of bright. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think about those two colors for these squiggly lines. And my kids have requested the names in certain colors, so I'll leave those for later. But I'm thinking of doing that, so I'm going to have a bunch of these on here. And since it's the same kind of color, I think that's going to be good. And maybe I'll do like 1, 2, 3, and then the last one I'll just put the name on it so it's kind of hidden if I want to hide it. So what do you think? So that's the colors we're going to do. I think that's going to work. So we're going to change my view here. I've got too much junk on my desk. I'm sorry, I've just turned my screen off. I didn't mean to. I'm still here. Oh. Terry, can you hear me when I'm on my Cricut screen? I'm just realizing this is not, I don't know if it's showing my voice or not. I think it is. Let's hope that it is. So I'm worried that this isn't all working. I always worry about technology. So I'm going to change this to pink quickly so I know it's pink. That's not the right pink, but that's okay. And we're gonna do, yes, okay, perfect. Thank you, Terry. Oops, that's maybe the right ones. Let's see if I did this right. And that's gonna be yellow. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get rid of this rest of the stuff. I don't want this. We're just gonna do this. And so we're going to, oh, we gotta measure this. Don't forget, we gotta measure this. What are we doing here? And I had a ruler and it's gone. Somebody stole my ruler. That's not good. All right, that's okay. I got a tape measure. I'm prepared. So we've got this here. Hello, Ruth. I had to turn the volume to the highest, but I can hear you. Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear that this volume is, and I've got my sump up in the back too to add insult to injury. It looks like I've got my volume set to high on this. So hello Ruth and hello Mary. So what we're doing today, if you're just joining us, is we're putting some decals on my flower pots because they're boring, and I got some new plants coming in. So, and we're gonna put yellow and pink, and we're doing this design, if I can find it again, this one here, kind of on 3 sides, and the 4th side is gonna have a name on it. And now, so I'm just trying to measure my pot here to figure out how much space I got, because I got about 4 inches by 4 inches roughly. So that should be the size that we're doing. And I have to apologize for all of the people who are coming a little bit later. My sump pump is going like crazy because it's been raining for like forever, and it's a lot of rain, and it's just so wet outside, and my pump is going off the whole time because we don't want to get washed away or have a flood in the basement. So I've got to change this to, what's going on here? Just bear with me for 1 second. I got to change this view. I don't know if this is going to work. Okay, so I need to, what do I say, 4 by 4. About, let's go like that. That's kind of going to be, oh, that's going to be what it looks like. All right, so we're going to put this in. We've got 6 of these. Let's go 8. So we're going to duplicate this 8 times. 2, 3, no, that's not what I want. Duplicate, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That'll be 8 in total. Okay, we're going to make this. Don't save this. And so hopefully this isn't going to take forever to cut out, but knowing my luck, this is going to take longer than we planned, but that's okay. We've got this. Is anybody else getting a lot of rain? I don't know how it's going over everywhere else, but we are like covered in rain and I hate it. I'm ready for summer. We've been like trying to get into the summer here, but it's just not coming. It's like, I don't know if it could be any farther away. We went swimming on the weekend because here in Canada it was a long weekend, and we went swimming. We opened the pool on Thursday evening. We went swimming on Thursday, and then on Friday we went swimming again because it was like 35 degrees outside, and then we on Friday after swimming we closed the pool down because it's been like 6-7 degrees outside every day, so in Fahrenheit that's, I don't know, cold. But we actually went below 0 again this week overnight, so it's been just a disaster with this weather, and I'm not impressed with it whatsoever. We're going to change here to this view so that we can see me, maybe. So what's happening? My screen is, hello camera. Alright, we're just going to do my face for a second because my camera's not cooperating. Terry, it's nice and sunny in Utah, but it has been cooler than normal. Yeah, we've been really cold and I don't like it. So my Cricut's cutting this out now, and I've got this set to just vinyl. And this is the vinyl that I bought the other day, and I did like a little live thing on it where we opened it up and checked it out. So we're using this vinyl, and it's kind of at the side over here with my mess of stuff. Let's see if my camera's working now. Why is this working? Let's see if this will work. Alright, there we go. Now we're back to it. Move this over to the side. I'm not sure what's going on there. We're going to get this yellow piece ready for the next one. But yeah, it's been really cold, and I was watching the weather the other day, and they were saying that it's going to be like super hot and disgusting all summer, but right now it's below seasonal as well. And I don't like below seasonal. I was hoping for I'm ready for the warmth. And I'm sticking this down with tape because my mats are still not sticky, and I haven't washed them and I haven't bought new ones, and I'm just a disaster happening over here. But that's alright. And what are you going to do? While we're printing all this out, if you haven't been paying attention, I don't think this camera likes this yellow. If you haven't been paying attention to my emails, because if you're not on my email list or, you know, busy with life, I do have a Scrapbooking Fun Summit coming up in the next few weeks. So currently I'm advertising tickets for that. It's a free summit. It's happening June let me just double check the dates here so I don't lie to you. June 6th to 8th. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's free on those days. You can get VIP tickets beforehand if you want. Start watching everything sooner. I've got a link in the description of this video already down there if you want to check that out if you don't have tickets. I've made something called Summer Shakers, and it's not like it's like an addition to any sort of craft. So it's like a shaker bit that you've got, and it can go on to like an embellishment or an addition to any picture frames or scrapbook pages or even cards or whatever. So you gotta check that out. And my presentation is on the Friday. Yeah, my presentation is on the the Scrapbook Summit is on the Wednesdays, the 4th to the 8th. Sorry, I was looking at a different something there. And my presentation's on the Thursday. So be sure to check that out. Sorry for messing up those dates. So it's the 4th to the 8th, and the tickets are below in the description. So be sure to get those. And this is all cutting out nicely, I think. So we're making progress. And so I'm hoping that the weather will change here, and so that we can start to get warm. And I broke my sewing machine the other week, so I borrowed my mom's to finish up some sewing projects. So those are all going to be coming up on the blog over the next few weeks. It's going to be sewing. So if you're more of a paper crafter or a vinyl crafter, I apologize. The blog might be boring for you, but who knows, maybe you'll see things that you like and you'll want to learn how to sew. But I did break my machine, so I'm on the hunt for a new machine. So hopefully in the next few weeks, maybe we'll unbox a new sewing machine or something, but I've been a bit busy with everything else, and since I finished my sewing projects, I don't need a new machine just today, so we'll see how that goes. This is still cutting, as you can hear. I apologize for the noise, but what are you going to do? That's kind of life. So once this first one starts to come undone, it'll be a little bit faster. I probably should have cut the other one first, because it was maybe a little bit less busy on the first one. I love to sew and Cricut crafting. Oh, good. I'm glad. You know, I'm not the greatest at sewing. I do a bunch of it though. A lot of my sewing relates to my children. So like, you know, fixing pants and hemming pants and that sort of stuff. But I do also do like just other crafts for them. So some of the stuff's coming up. I made little wallets for them, like little wallets for them, and little bags and a whole bunch of other stuff. So if you don't know how to make those, or if you want to see how I fumble through making some of them, I've done that. And so Terry, maybe you can help me. When I was making the videos, one thing I did was I tried to put my camera so that I could see the sewing, and some of the times like all you see is my hands like just in front of the camera the whole time, so there's no visuals on the sewing, and that's just the way that it happened. But as a sewer, as someone who sews, Terry, do you like to see the part in the videos where someone is sewing, or do you not care and just like, you know, want to know where the lines are and then sort of see the finished products? Because I've done a few sewing videos and they do okay, but I was just curious as to what people like to see in those videos. So because that way I know how to edit them better, or, you know, make videos more enjoyable for everybody. So let me know if you can. And so I think we're getting close here to finishing the pink, and then we're going to be done the yellow. I like both. Alright, that's good to know. I'm going to try to see what I can figure out. I can't redo the ones that are done, that didn't turn out. And it's always hard, because when I do these, like, the lives I can sort of see, but when I'm doing all of my back-end work for my blog and for the videos, it's kind of hard to see what's going on while you're actually focusing on it. So I try to get the frame right, but it doesn't always work out that way. So we'll see how that goes. And what else? Ooh, I got a package of new supplies. So on my blog in a few, maybe next week or 2 weeks from now, I'm gonna have sort of some reviews on some new projects, on some new products that I'm trying to use. So I'm excited about that. There's some new vinyl, both colors. I can hear and see you. Perfect. Thank you, Mary. So I have some new products. So one of the products was what I was saying before to those who showed up a little bit later. I've got a new holographic paper like this. So this is what we did last week, and I was showing everyone at the beginning. This stuff is still wet, so it's been drying for a week. I'm just gonna smudge this, and you can see it just smudged and right on my finger there. But the stuff that I got, the new stuff, supposedly is good for this, but I think my ink might not be good. So we'll see if that works out or not. So that's gonna be happening. But it's like I was saying earlier, we're not doing that today or on the live just because we tried it once. We're gonna do some different stuff. Can't do the same thing every week because that'll be boring. And so we have that. What else do we got going on? I don't know. Anyone have any questions for me? Anyone want to learn anything? Know something? Anyone have ideas of what we can do in the future on different crafting projects? I'm always up for that. But yeah, I had like a rough week 2 weeks ago with crafting, and things just kind of went out to lunch, and then they kind of carried over into last week, but I think I'm back on track. If this craft works today, bonus, we'll be able to get it all sorted out and figured out. The one thing I have to do, and I haven't done this in the live sessions because it's like, I have to make some new shirts. I was wearing a shirt the other day, and I don't want to talk about the year 2020 because it was a bad one for a lot of people, but I have this shirt, and it's like it's got 5 stars on it, and only 1 star is like 1/2 star is colored in, and it says 2020 would not recommend. But I mean, it's 2025 now, so I can't be wearing a COVID sucks shirt anymore because we all know it sucked. But I need a new. So I've got some shirts, like, and they're still in good condition, but they're dated now. The joke's over. Can't wear it anymore. So I need to make some new shirts. So that's something I have to do, but I haven't had a chance. And so it's one of the things that's coming up on my to-do list. So, but I don't think I'll do that live because I typically use my heat press when I'm doing live my shirts because it's faster, and I don't have a way to set up my camera and not have things melt because the heat press is actually really hot. And so I'm gonna do this differently. So I'm not sure I can do a heat press activity live with making shirts, but I do need to make a lot of shirts because my shirts are like dated. And I feel kind of bad wearing them, although I do get a kick out of some of them. So I have to make some new shirts. Ooh, and this is weeding so nice. Oh, I like this. Look at that. That's like a perfect job. I love it. This is good. I like that. I approve of this one. So I'm going to cut these into smaller pieces so that I can actually work with them. But that's nice. That came beautifully. What are we saying? There we go. Like this. So I have to make shirts. Does anyone else make shirts? Do you guys like making shirts? My husband's always looking for new shirts because he likes them. I'm trying to make some new designs, some funny ones. But I always find that making the design for me is like, it's a very time-consuming event because I have to like think about the design, figure out the design, and all that stuff, and then I have to sit down and actually be able to make it. So I'm going to use this transfer sheet paper that I used the other day with this stuff because this is really nice transfer paper. And so we're just going to hopefully this works. I don't think I've ever weeded anything that well. You know, Ruth, I don't think I have either. This was like an amazing event here because I don't think I've ever had it come out that nicely. Now let's see what happens when I take the backing off, because this is going to be like, this is going to be the pièce de résistance. Oh my god. Oh, one piece came off, but that's on me because I pulled that off too fast at the end. But wow, that was like super. I love this. I'm gonna have to go see if the dollar store sells any more of this paper. Wow. That was amazing. And this is kind of gonna go, I'm gonna try to do one at a time here. But this is gonna go in the middle, like so. And now this pot's like a weird shape, just to add insult to injury. So I have to like push these bits out, but everything is like cut into little pieces, so it's nice because if it doesn't sit down properly, it's gonna move over with the design here. Now, I don't think this is sticking very well though. Oh, come on. Why aren't you sticking? Oh, this was so perfect. And now it's not coming off. Hold on a second here, I gotta turn this off. It's making some noise. Come on, stick. So this is, I bought this vinyl at the dollar store. Let me just see if I can get this to come off. No, why aren't you coming off? All right, well, we're just gonna, we were so close, everybody. It was like, it was magic. But I think that could be the container that isn't, because it's a bit, it's not totally smooth. So this is the stuff that I got at the dollar store the other day. It's at the Dollarama. They have it in Canada, but I know I've seen people on my American sites showing this, that they bought it in the Dollaramas in the States. So this is the stuff. Now, it weeded perfectly, but now it is not sticking perfectly. So let's see if we can get this to work. Because this was just like, that was a perfect weed. Like, I don't think I've ever done it that good. Like, really. So, but what might be the problem is this transfer paper that I have here is like super stick. Alright, so we're just going to leave this piece on for right now. I'm going to pull out my less sticky transfer paper. I think it is the container, but I also think that this transfer paper that I'm using is like super sticky. And so I'm going to try, we're going to put this one bucket aside for now because we can't let it be defeated. We're going to get this, right? I don't know if I'll get to finish all these while we're live here, but we're going to try it. So this is my like generic Amazon transfer paper that I have 1,000 feet of that never dies. And it's not as sticky as this other stuff, so this might help this stuff come off. So we're going to do the other bucket here. Now we're going to put, what am I doing? I got to pull the back off. Come on, guys. Why didn't you say anything about that? You guys are probably thinking, what kind of a person doesn't know to take the backing off? So this paper, you'll notice, isn't as sticky, and these bits are coming up. So that's possibly a good sign for the last part of this project. Oh, get down. Alright, there's like one more hiding here somewhere. So this transfer paper is not as sticky. So let's see how this works. Put this here, stick it down. No, I don't think this is going to work. I don't think this container is going to hold this because this isn't even sticking. Maybe. Let's see if we can do this. Alright, slowly we're getting this. Yeah, so that transfer paper is way too sticky and this container is not ideal. So we got a bunch of errors here all at once. Alright, so some of it's stuck. Let's see if we can move this over. Well, this is disappointing. It's alright, we can do this still. Just gonna put some sticky bits down here. Well, now that's disappointing, but that was amazing. I'm just surprised at how well that weeded, and now it's not sticking very well here. But I blame the transfer tape because it's sticking on now, like it's not coming off. I'm gonna let it dry for a bit afterwards, but that's the one piece. Now we're gonna leave this other one here aside. I'll have to deal with that later. So it is the container. But we're gonna I'm just gonna do one side here before we're finished because we're running out of time and I've made a disaster of all of this. But we're gonna do a nice, maybe we'll just finish on a good job of weeding. I'm gonna trim this piece here. We'll see if we can do an amazing weeding job with this one. Line this up. And let's see what we got here. I'm gonna cut this little excess. Alright. I don't think this one's gonna weed as well. Just because these little spirals look like they're going to cause me some trouble. But let's give it a shot and we'll see. So I'm going to move some of my junk out of the way. All right, drum roll, please. Let's see if we can do this. Get the corner here. Can't get the corner. It's not cooperating. Come on. No, I think the container, Ruth, it's got like, it's not smooth. It's got like a small, super fine texture to it. And I can't grab that corner. So I think it's just the container and then the combination of the container and the super sticky transfer tape. So, but like the one side sticking, so it's just the, this is going pretty good. Sometimes a little bit more challenging to weed, but we got this. Look at this. This is good. I'm loving this. Wow. Beautiful. Another perfect job weeding. I love this. All right. So we're going to try one at a time here quickly. Maybe these will work. So not a complete loss of our day. But yeah, this transfer tape isn't as sticky, so it's not as crazy. We're going to put this guy kind of like here. And stick it down. And this pulled up some stuff. So that's kind of there. Now I lost a piece here and there. I got to put these back on. This is just sad news in the world of crafting. But the good thing is that nobody knows, because the whole idea was that this was just supposed to be like fun, and that's totally wrong. Fun and colorful instead of boring and not colorful. So, so it seems to be working with the second transfer tape better, not 100% because they're not sticking, but I think once I let this sit for a while, I might actually throw some heat onto it later and force it down. We're just gonna do one more little yellow piece here, and maybe we can get this to get one side finished. And then while you guys are gone, I'll focus on the rest of these. And the second one, of course, I've done this the wrong way. I think it's supposed to go kind of like here. I'm gonna try to avoid the pink. And push this down. Oh! This is not working. There. All right, we did it. We got one side finished. So I'm gonna do the other ones later, when this is done, but we've got this. So it's gonna be like 3 sides of this all around, and then the 4th side is gonna have the name that my kids want. I might put a little squiggly with those ones as well, but we'll see. So that's the idea. I think that other than some of the chaos, I think that turned out pretty good. I think I will put a spray on it after I'm done. But that wasn't supposed to be such a disaster. But like we said, this is Crafting Unscripted, and if I had to do this on a video for one of my blog posts, this would have been nicely polished and everything would have worked. I probably would have bought a different pot though that's not like fuzzy, and I can't show it to you on the screen, but like you can see here, maybe inside nice and smooth, outside it's got a super fine texture to it. I didn't realize that when I was buying it. So that's that. So now you have an idea of what you can do with your flower pots or your plant pots, whatever you want to call them. We're putting plants in them. I'm not gonna say flowers because they don't bloom. They don't have like flowers, but they're supposed to be the ones that never die, which is what I like because I'm not very good with plants. So that's it for today. And thanks everyone for joining me. And I hope you guys had a good time. I hope you had a good laugh at some of my mistakes there. And I will see you guys again. Oh, and don't forget tomorrow a new blog post comes up. It's a little bit different. It's more of a fixing problem. So be sure to check that out. And don't forget to grab tickets to the Scrapbook Fun Summit, June 4th to 8th. Tickets are available in the link of the description below here. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for coming, everybody, and we'll talk again next week. Happy crafting, everyone. End.